going to get a ticket, and no, he just whizzed on by going for somebody doing 90 or 100 out there, and in some areas it's probably safe if you're spread out enough because at those speeds, man, you got to spread out. And I think people are learning that, especially with the high price of gas, that people are thinking about saving a few bucks and cutting, because a lot of this comes down to driving habits, saving a few bucks and saving gasoline. I can remember when this happened back in the 70s, early after I first started driving, Jimmy Carter was president, and there was a gas shortage, made up, of course. They wanted to raise prices. Carter knew that, and he went to rationing. Brilliant idea. He called their bluff, basically. I mean, they wanted to change the gas price from like 29 cents to 34 cents. And, they wanted to, jump it up, inflate the price of gas. And Carter wasn't having any part of that. I mean, he was brilliant. I don't understand the Democrats. You see, they're all on. They don't. They want you to pay taxes by the cost of living because they know everybody's going to get disgruntled while paying income tax, and they say, well, if they're disgruntled and they're going to stop paying their taxes, we better think of something quick. Democrats and Republicans have done this. They figured it out because they don't want to be the ones on the hook to pay this income tax. A lot of these people are very wealthy. These Democrats and Republicans, and they're lobbyists. Okay, are very wealthy. Do you think they want this national debt paid off by the rich? It's not happening. We're getting more rich. The wealth imbalance keeps growing. Okay, and you think I'm an alarmist? I'm saying, well, where does it end? I mean, how much poverty are they going to create in desperation? But I see the rubber hitting the road because people are getting intolerant. Judges are saying, hey, no, you can't kick them out of parks. And that's what's happening in L.A. Harvey Levin, to his credit, he mentioned, why aren't they fixing this problem? Because it's not, they don't want to fix the problem because they need people living in fear and desperation as a sign to everybody else that's paying these exorbitant rents. This huge burden just to pay the roof over your head. Down there in L.A., I heard it's horrific, the prices. And they need you to look. That's fire under your butt when you see those homeless people. See, the issue came up when that woman, that black lady that got beat up, some guy hit her with a bar pipe or some damn thing. I think it was a black homeless guy. I'm not sure, but I think I saw an image of the guy being pinned down. But it doesn't matter black, white, or otherwise. I mean, the point is that, hey, the rubber's meeting the road. People are saying, we're not going to tolerate this anymore. They're crapping in my backyard. I mean, and so neighbors and, people that got to live near this stuff and work near this, they're getting tired of San Francisco has huge problems with it, the Tenderloin District. So they're getting teed off, and you better do something. But they don't want that because then people get cocky, the price of housing going down. I want my rent to go down too, proportionately, right? Well, we don't want to hear that crap. They might lose their property because they bought these houses at a huge price and they need a huge return, a huge rent just to pay their freaking mortgages. So there could be some shakeup here. Okay, it may be hitting the fan finally. We're in a mess, but I started today. I really wanted to discuss why problems don't get solved because the evil men running the show don't want them solved. They do not want you to have it your way or my way. Or our way, really, that's it. If we're living as a family, one family of man, one species, one race, God's equally beloved children, the planet belongs to all of us equally. We're all just passing through, which is horrific enough. That's scary. This great thing God gave me called life, I enjoy so much. I love so much. My 5 senses is so much fun, so cool. And then he's gonna take it away, just like that. So you had it for a while. That's it. Now you don't exist anymore. See, if I didn't believe that there was the possibility of eternal life, that offer held out to me, I'd hate God. I would freaking hate God. I wouldn't believe in God. I'd be a freaking atheist. I'd be a flaming freaking atheist. I'd be a God freaking hater. But I don't. And it takes this much faith to say, you better be, this business of, going boldly before the throne of God and saying, man, give me some relief here. Give me something I can work with. I need the promise. I need you to promise me that if I'm found worthy and deserving of being in that world of tomorrow, when God has it his way, when therefore we all have it our way, and we attain true happiness, I'll be there. And that's the promise he offers us, all of us, even the stinkers. He said, I didn't come for the righteous. He came for the stinkers. He came for evil men. This is why we got to love our enemies. Because the job of the righteous is, once they get it and they're enlightened, is to win over God's enemies that don't even know they're his enemies sometimes. Some do, some don't. You never know. We can't condemn anyone because we just don't know what's in a man's heart. Maybe he's really inadvertently evil. Whoops, I didn't even know it. I love money. I thought it was natural. You know, Warren Buffett and all these billionaires. I don't envy any of these people. You're cuckoo. You're even multimillionaires. You're sick. You're twisted. You're not ready for the world of tomorrow. You got to disdain money the same way God does. You got to have the same attitude about it and say, I know I need it now. But you know what? I'm looking forward to a world where I won't need it at all because it's established from birth that you're unthinkably wealthy. All of us are. A level playing field from birth. The game has got to be played fair. There's no game that anybody cares about winning or losing. It's a game we're all just enjoying playing like the children of God we are, doing what we want to do, whatever brings us joy and happiness all the time. Eliminate all the traffic, have it our way, all the way. Extra housing, anywhere in the world, anytime you want to live, anywhere. Any job you want to do that you can change it up at any time, and you're only doing it because wild horses couldn't stop you from doing it. You got that, which is the case. Look how many people are miserable. They retire and they sense it, they know it. And they're out there just trying to the bitter end, but they're getting peer pressure. You know, so-and-so really wants to become full-time, and, you know, you're getting up there in age, and, you know, maybe you ought to just decide to take a long sabbatical, like, try to get the hint. But they know that's very unpleasant, that transition between feeling useful, feeling productive, having a purpose, to not having one. So this idea that society would ever break down if we went to a money-free society is hoo-ha. It's just bologna sauce. As my mom would say, I don't know where she got bologna sauce from. But anyhow, so friends, I'm on your side. I'm on everybody's side. I'm on my enemy's side. That doesn't mean I agree with him or I'll go along with the program. I won't. I want God's will to be established on earth, and you do too. When we're in our right minds, we are on the same page as God. Understanding the very heart and mind of God it's child's play, okay? It really is. It's what's logical, what makes sense. It's simple for us to understand, so none of us can say we can't grasp it. You can very easily grasp it. That's right. The only time you serve, however you serve, whoever you serve, wherever you serve, is your decision alone. And anytime you don't want to do what you're doing, stop doing it. All you have to answer to is God, your owner, that is, and your conscience. But it's unnatural for a man to not want to work. Okay, that's very unsatisfying. When the world's been handed to you on a silver platter, and you're going to say, hey, you know what? I just want to be a lazy sloth and go drink rum in the Bahamas. Sorry, ride on my sailboat. Go scuba diving. Fine, have to it. You and your group of friends, until you're sick and tired of it, you say, you know what? This has been really great. I really enjoyed this sailboat. What a beautiful yacht. You know, this is so cool. And everything that, you know, I've been given, and I love this rum. You know, whatever it is that you're enjoying, you realize that it took manpower. It took somebody making that thing for you, right? All of it, all the rigging on the boat. You think what goes into a sailboat. Oh my God, there's so much. So many hands touch the stuff that's on that boat. The sails and the rope for the sails. the halyards, everything. The wood, from the lumber yards, the millers, the tree, the lumberjacks out there, truck drivers, just for that one sailboat. You want to give back. That is natural. That is normal. That is healthy. That is a godly instinct that we all have to serve, to be appreciated. To be appreciated is to be loved. That's why I say, there's different ways you can love people, and just appreciating them is one big one. Just appreciate other human beings. You got to stop treating each other like, like you see it in the way people drive sometimes. This, me first attitude, this selfishness out there, it's really stressful. Not everybody, thank God for the laid back people. And the older I get, the more experience I get driving, the more I am that person. I say, you know what? Keep your distance, drive safely, be cool, be nice, let people change lanes as they please. You can change lanes. It's just try to get along. So if you can learn how to get along with people in traffic, it's a huge step toward getting along with people in your private life, your social life, and in every other facet of your life. Okay, it really is. So you can test yourself with that. What are my driving habits? Am I cognizant that, other people are just like me and they may be, in a hurry? I'm seldom in a hurry anymore to go anywhere. When I was younger, it seemed like that would happen to me sometimes. But, life's too short, for God's sake. You didn't get an ulcer about being in a hurry and being late to work. That's why I say, ban time clocks. Look, if somebody's going to be 5, 10, 15 minutes late, just figure somebody else. If somebody needs to be on the job, let them stay over. Let them be cool about it, because they're going to get the same treatment. They could be late to work too. Just don't stress out. You just got started too late. Don't have to be in a freaking hurry out there. Life is too short, man. You got to enjoy the moments. Hell, eternity consists of but a series of seamless moments, interconnecting moments. That's all we have. Is right now, the moment. The past is spent. The future, it can't be promised to any of us. We don't know. We like to think we're going to have it, but really, in all honesty, we don't know. We don't. We live a very insecure existence with this thing called death hanging over our heads day in and day out. Okay, it's tough for everybody. We need to have growing empathy for each other. Okay, this is being on the right path, becoming more godly, godlike, and pleasing God. This is what we need to do collectively as a species, as a civilization. This is how we're going to find happiness, is pleasing our owner, living our lives appropriately. And guard your mind. It all starts in your mind. See, you see the way some people drive, I can swear they're on a power trip. Like they like to do something like, they know that if they squeeze over a little, for example, people that are trying to make a right turn at that light will be able to, but they'll scooch over. That's an example of what I've seen, people playing head trips and the power trips. Are they really that out of touch that they don't remember themselves wanting to make a right turn and somebody had just moved over too far and going straight that wouldn't allow them to make the right turn? It's one example of many. I see people like to play games. It's like you'd be on Highway 1, the speed limit's 55. It was 65 at one point. They knew that was too fast. A few people died out there, and they probably brought it back down. But, if somebody wants to drive 35, that's fine. But you got a mile-long stretch of cars behind you, and then somebody passes you, and then you get all pissy, and, then I got to pass them back. You think you go faster? Small-minded piss ants out there, living their lives like brute beasts. And it's sad. I used to, get too much in that mindset of like, dude, got to teach you, how to drive. And, I'm not the highway patrol. It's not my job. I'm learned to lay back and say, something, God, I just want to enjoy my moments. Just enjoy the moment. I'm driving this distance. I got to lay back. I got to be the nicest driver out there, try to make everybody happy. And, let's just not have an accident. And let's not be uptight. So we lose the enjoyment of our moments because that's all we have, friends. Okay? But we need to, think about the fact that we're all in a predicament with this thing called death hanging over our heads. And that's why I implore everybody to, read the teachings of Christ and the things that are promised in there. And the New Testament in the Bible, yeah, and you'll see. It's a promise you don't want